welcome again. We are a week from going over the charts. It is now February 9th. Let's go ahead and look at our news here. So with the charts here, guys, right now, just the pairs that we've been discussing and what we was waiting on and things like that. We really been focusing on gold here and looking at gold, as you can see, just looking at the weekly chart here and the daily. We are in a huge range, and fundamentally right now we are still in a bullish market. Now, I'm waiting for gold to actually make a move. Gold usually moves when there's some kind of news here. And if we look at let me just bring this up. The commitments of trader report here. So this was from the 30th. If we look at the charts and we look at gold here on the report, as you can see right now, I always look at this column. I mentioned this before, the change here. It gives you a bias of what's going on with the non-commercial. So right now I see that we are a negative 69,000, which means that the commercials are currently selling or they're offloading their positions. So if we take a look at this, fundamentally, the commercials are buying, okay? But although they're buying, because as we can go back to our charts here, this is the bullish market. But when we look at the data here, we see that they are selling their positions, which to me means that the non-commercials are currently, collecting their profits. So if we take a look here, right now, looking at this and just looking at the color variations here for the long, aggressively, they were buying positions here. And now we see that they are, look, we went from 241,000 to 219,000. Now we see that they are starting to sell. They're decreasing their longs here and increasing their shorts. So this was quite interesting because, as you can see, like I said, we have a range. And if we go to the lower time frame, we see that it's just pretty much playing and bouncing along the trend line here. Now, I've been taking scalps on gold here. It gave me the confluence just looking at my report that they are selling. And what I expected to do is, if it goes up here, I still see that it can be some kind of rejection here and then potentially drop. And I'm thinking that, it's going to drop. If it does, it will probably drop here and then spike up. Now, like I said, I just been taking scalps on here. We don't know what direction the market is trying to do, but the story is telling me that they are going to sell and continue selling, and then eventually we are going to turn into go back. Right now we're at 62% retracement, so we're probably going to come down here and probably just shoot up. That's what I'm thinking that we're going to do. From here, right now, since gold is so volatile, I honestly wouldn't recommend trading it. Like I said, you can do some short scalps. Fundamentally, the bias is that we're bullish here, but right now, the commercials are offloading. And, the non-commercials are offloading. And interestingly, we see that the commercials here, they are still in a short position as well. And they are aggressively shorting. So they're shorting, and the long short is the non-commercials are shorting, including the commercials, which tells me, even though we don't really need to look at the commercials here, I'm more so focused on what the banks are doing. You want to follow the trend, and right now the banks, the biases, they are long fundamentally, but they are shorting, and we don't know how long that's going to last. So we are stuck in a range, and if you're not taking scalps, like I said, I wouldn't recommend trying to trade this because it is extremely volatile. The next thing that we were looking at, and also let me just mention this too, today when I was in a trade, let me go to the hour time frame. We had this long wick go up this morning, and then it dropped. And this was really because of cat news here. When cat news came out, we had a reaction with gold. And the reason why is because gold reacts basically from the US dollar. And CAD plays a part in that. So that was interesting to see how this just spiked up and then went down. Now, another thing we were looking at is, let's just get into SPIX 500. So we are at the all-time highs, guys. Like, when you see this, you don't even really want to touch this just because we don't know what it's doing or what's going on with SPIX here. And this usually follows NAS 100. But looking at my report here for SPIX 500, let me just go back. Non-commercials are currently shorting their positions. So yes, we see that there is, like right now, fundamentally, we're in a bullish market here. But if we go back to our confluence, we see that right now it's a negative 97,000, and this is going to start selling. We just don't know when it's going to start selling. And that's what's interesting, because we see that NAS is bullish here, but on SPIX 500 it's going to drop. And I'm thinking that right now, if we go back, looking at the chart here, and let me just pull that back up, you can see that this is steadily ranging. It's ranging and going up, ranging to make a move. I honestly think because it's so dominant right now, how it's ranging here is that it's waiting to make a big move down. Like we can see right now, we can see the weekly, it closed bullish here, but it could potentially just fall out the sky and go this way and create lower highs and do something like that. and then probably shoot right back up. So every time we like analyze these charts, right now we see that there is a lot of momentum in the bullish market here, but what the story is telling me that behind the scenes, although this is bullish, the non-commercials are currently selling. And that tells me that eventually this is going to fall. Right now, the darker this variation gets, it means that they're doing these sales more aggressively. So they're not focused on long. So eventually the market is going to probably just drop and just sell. Let's take a look at, we were looking at, let's see, the dollar here. Now, when we look at the dollar, we've seen that it was in a down market here. We've seen that it's in a sell here. But look what it's doing now. It's going up. And this is essentially just retracing, because if we look at the structure here, this was a range and then we broke out of it. And then we went here to this demand zone, and this must have been a demand zone here. And then we shot up, and it's going to go back to this demand zone. But right now, like, we were ranging and then it went up. And usually when we see this, we're waiting for, news to create a reaction, and we see this going up. But whatever the dollar does, gold is going to do the opposite. So if we have a strong dollar, gold is going to be weak. And if we have a weak dollar, gold is going to be strong. And I feel that because we are ranging, once we have some type of momentum or some type of move in a market, we're probably going to drop all the way back down. Like, we're going to, and I'm just curious to see where we're at here. Let me just grab my fib. So we might get up to this 62% retracement level. And we can go as high as the 79% retracement until it gets up here. Then we know that we are in a bullish market. But what I'm expecting to happen here is for us to, if anything, probably come back down here, because this void has to be filled. So I do see this void being filled. Excuse me. They're coming down and then probably shooting back up. And if we look at our chart here for the DXY index, we see right now the way the non-commercials is viewing DXY right now, we see that they are biased. They really don't care what direction the dollar is going in. They're not really concentrated on the dollar right now. They're not really focused on it. So right now, we are biased. They do have more longs, but like, look at the positions. It's not really a lot, which is mean to me that it's not really a lot going on with the dollar here. Now, if we take a look at, we've been looking at GJ, and GJ is interesting because this pair is definitely volatile, and we've been strong. Like, this was a strong up move here where we're bullish. And I was taking sales here, as you can see, been taking sales. We are in a bullish market, but we were ranging, and look how this went down, and it looked like it did this, where it was like a fake out almost. Where you would think that it'd still go down because it went here and then it went shot back up. And as you can see here, I actually marked this up, and this actually hit my entry. Now, we would have been in hella profit, probably almost to our TP here, halfway. And I didn't hold this position. So I did take the sales on here. And when I seen this make a double bottom here, I got into the retest and I took a buy. And the fact that this was bullish, I am still in a buy, but I do believe that it might do another pullback here and then shoot back up. So that is GJ. And if we look at our report here, at the Japanese report here, Japanese yen, we can see that they are aggressively buying. These are long positions here. And right now, as you can see, the change is telling me that they are bullish. So non-commercials are currently bullish here, and we are buying. Another one I was looking at, let's see. NAS 100, I mean, this is just bullish here, but I'm sure it's going to be a retracement. Like, NAS 100 and SPIX 500 is telling two different stories, but they pretty much move the same. So I'm trying to see and figure out, identify like what the story is going to be. Why is SPIX 500 showing in our report that they are selling, but NAS they are currently buying? So we're still waiting on this, and that's going to be interesting to see. Let's see, it was one more, EU. So I marked this up with EU, and just look at EU right now. It is on a daily demand right here. And this could honestly shoot back up, but because we really can't predict the markets of what the market is going to do. But if we look at this, like, I did that entry here, and it's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. And right now I'm looking to see what happens. So with this demand, it's reaching a supply level, and I'm waiting to see if it's going to break this supply and turn this into a demand and go up, or if it's going to go down here. So right now, like, we are in a range. If we go to our report and we look at EU, the markets, non-commercials are currently selling, and the fundamental bias is long, but we are currently selling. So yes, I have been looking for sales on this position. So right now, we're just waiting for more opportunities to get into the position here. And this was a position that I held, and I'm expecting it to come all the way down here because we are selling, and we'll see. It might just go up here and then go down, or retest back at the weekly demand trend here. So we'll see, because like I said, the bias fundamentally it is bullish trend, but we broke through, we retested, we're taking sales, and I honestly don't believe that it's changing direction. But we'll see, because this is looking at the weekly here. This is basically a retracement. So that is what we have going on for now. And I'm going to wait to see what our report says this weekend. And we'll go from there. You guys stay tuned and be on the lookout for more.